Welcome to the Material Merger demo video. This is intended to be a quick introduction to Material Merger and some of the points you need to know before you start using the editor tool. Once it's been installed, you'll find it under Tools, Material Merger. A window will appear, and from here you can set the options before running the actual material merge process. The first button on the list is Show Material List. Clicking on this will show you all the materials in your current project. Currently in the demo project that comes with Material Merger there are 17 materials. These are various shades of blue, green, red, and a couple of textures to demonstrate use of a different shader. The first thing to understand about Material Merger is that it will identify materials that are exact matches with other materials, and also if you set fuzzy matching, it will also match materials that are very close matches to other materials. If you have any materials in your project which are not allocated to an object in a scene or prefab, but they are allocated at runtime by a script, then you need to make sure that these materials are in a protected folder. I can't emphasize this enough. Material Merger will delete those materials if you don't put them in a protected folder. The protected folder option is here. By putting a check in this box, you can then specify which folders that you want Material Merger to ignore. So in the demo project there's a folder called Protected Materials. Highlight that folder and click Add Folder to Protected List, and then it will add it to the list. Any folders in this list will be ignored by Material Merger, so if you have materials which you do not want deleted under any circumstances, then put them in that folder and make sure it's listed here. The next option down is Delete Duplicates. Any materials which have no users, either in the scenes or prefabs, materials that have been matched, for example, and are now redundant, can be deleted by Material Manager for you. It will do this automatically when you check this box. One of the sub options though is Confirm Deletion. That's automatically checked, and that means that Material Merger will ask you to confirm before deleting each material. Okay, so each material has been matched and is no longer needed. It will ask you whether or not you need to delete it. So if you're absolutely happy that any materials that aren't assigned to objects in the scene are in a protected folder, and you've run this already on a copy of your project, can't emphasize that enough, run it on a copy first to make sure it doesn't do anything you don't want it to do. Then uncheck this box. Obviously if you've got 300 or 400 materials that need deleting, you could be here for a long time confirming those deletions. So that's Delete Duplicates. The last option is Fuzzy Matching. By checking that box, that allows Material Merger to look at materials, and if they're a close approximation of each other, it will then match them together. The default settings are 0 for all of these properties, which means that it's just basically a non-fuzzy search. But if you move the slider to the right for any of these properties, what it will do is allow Material Merger to then match properties that are within that zone of tolerance for their properties. The little slider goes to the right to a maximum of 0.5. That equates to a value of 128 on a material property slider. So where, for example, the red property will go from 0 to 255, a value of 0.5 here equates to half of that, which is 128. So if you have a value of 255 on one material and it finds another material with a value of 140, that's within 128 of the first material, so it will match them together. So that's how that works. I find as a general rule of thumb, don't go any higher than 0.06 unless you really do want to really pare down the amount of material used in your scene. But 0.6 will basically match materials which are verging on indistinguishable to the naked eye. So that's a good way of increasing the number of materials that you can remove from your scene. Once you've got all these settings sorted out, how you want them to go, click on Merge Materials, and Material Merger will then start running through your project, matching materials, reallocating materials to your game objects and prefabs within all of the scenes in your game. And finally, if you select Delete Duplicates, it will then remove or delete those materials from your project. If you have any problems or questions, contact me via the website. I'm 10103. Thank you very much.